Yeah, I was looking to see what interesting combinations of players are there that have been happening in ranked. Players that I've never seen play together in ranked before. Maybe they have, but maybe maybe on other channels than mine. This is an interesting one that I found. I didn't know these guys had teamed together for ranked during the RLCS LAN. So our South American player is Caio. We're currently on his POV. And his teammate, they're partied up together, is kuxir97. How cool is that? When I saw that these two had been playing a whole bunch of replays together, I love it because we've got the GOAT of EU and the GOAT of SAM. The OG, the true OGs of each region teaming up together. How sick is that? How sick is that? Well, we've got time to watch a couple of games, so let's do it. Let's see how they get on. I've not watched these yet, but there's more actually. I think I saw 5 2v2 games that Caio and kuxir97 played together in 2v2, and if they played 5 that were uploaded by other people, they must have played more, because it's really rare that every single one of your ranked games gets auto-uploaded by someone else. So yeah, kuxir97 and Caio, both players that shouldn't need an introduction, after how much I've streamed Caio recently on my channel, and everybody will know Kuxir if you're a follower of me. So definitely a cool combination, but it doesn't come as too much of a surprise, I guess, because Kuxir's new team were scrimming. They were actually grinding during the RLCS run up, the kind of maybe a couple of weeks, but definitely the 1 week running up to RLCS LAN. Kuxir's team were scrimming, and they were doing really well actually. They, I think, had good scrims against G2, the OCE teams, some of the South American team, well, Furia namely. So yeah, they were really putting time into the game and using the RLCS LAN that is, just came to their region, because Kuxir's team are playing in Europe. They've got Kuxir and Rixie and who's their third? I can't believe I've forgotten. Growly, of course. Good finish there by Caio. They qualified for the most recent regional in EU, and they're looking, really good. I think they've got some great form. I expect them to be a top 16 contender for the next split at minimum. And intelligently, they used like I said, the RLCS LAN being in Sweden as an opportunity to scrim teams from all around the world and to get some practice in during the off-season instead of just taking an extended break like a lot of other teams did. So respect to that, and also really exciting to see that Kuxir and his new team are on the upward trend. Didn't they finish... I think that they finished like 11th, 9th, 10th, 11th equal in the most recent event, Kuxir's Minions. They didn't get top 8, did they? I thought they got 9th to 11th. They got eliminated in the final round of Swiss, if I recall. So definitely a legitimate threat to anybody, because top 16 in Europe, anyone who makes top 16 for European regional can take a series off literally any team in the world. Yeah, that's what Kuxir's new team's doing. Kuxir also tweeted, which is rare for him. He doesn't often do this. Maybe if this makes it to YouTube, we'll see if we can get the tweet pulled up, edited into the screen for you guys. But he tweeted something like his motivation for competitive Rocket League is back. Great shot by Caio again. He's doing a good job in this game offensively. Kuxir has just been trying to pressure the ball, and Caio's had a lot of good plays onto it after chaos ensues. Yeah, Kuxir tweeted something about being motivated for the game like never before, or back to peak motivation. He's not had that for a while, because a lot of the teams that Kuxir's played on recently have been kind of struggling or not playing consistently. He got benched from Mouse, which was a shame, and bench from Team Liquid as well. So he's had some struggles with his recent teams in recent years, but now he's found a team they all like playing together. Rixie and Growly are two young mechanical players who have a lot of motivation, and Kuxir's got so much experience, and he's just one of those, I feel, timeless players. He never seems to be irrelevant, in my opinion. His playstyle will just always work because he's so difficult to read. We'll watch one more game after this, and we'll go in Kuxir POV for it, just so we can see his very unique perspective in the game. He wasn't benched from Mouse. Actually, no, you're right. He wasn't, was he? They were. Did Mouse get picked up by Team Liquid? I think you're right. Actually, I might have remembered that incorrectly. That's a really good play by Kaio. You'll notice that Kaio wasn't dead set on the air dribble there. He just decided to go for a high air dribble after the challenge came in towards him. kuxir in this game has actually left the ball for Kaio really well. They're reading each other brilliantly. kuxir's checking to see where Kaio is. And if he doesn't have a good touch on it, he's just letting it go through for Kaio. Nice little double touch there to make it 5-2. I think that might be the game. It is. So great game for Kaio. Hat trick, 4 saves. kuxir with a ton of ball pressure to make space for him. And yeah, you can see why they would have teamed up together, because they did party up for these games and a few others. But we've got time to watch one more before we get started with the 3v3, the NA vs EU Prodigies match. So let me hide my screen and pull up another one for you guys. We'll watch one game from kuxir POV. But yeah, this will definitely, I think, be interesting to really OG Rocket League fans to see these two players playing together. I've said it a few times on my stream recently, but Kaio is the OG, the original best player in South America, and he's still to this day putting in great tournament results. He's in the best team in South America. If you ignore complexity, the South North American team. But kuxir still kicking about in EU, and if you want to see the other games, they're on ball chasing. These two, I'm showing you 2 games that kuxir and Kaio played together. Again, they're partied up for this against Demensa and another player that I've not heard of before. But if you want to get the other ones, just head over to ballchasing.com, search either caiotg1 or kuxir97, and you'll be able to see them. You can download them and watch them on your own Rocket League client. If you don't know how to get a replay from ball chasing into your Rocket League game, first of all, you need to be on PC, I believe, to do that. But yeah, you just want to go to documents. What is it? Documents, TA game demos or something. That's where your replays are. You just slap the replay file in there, and it'll appear in your game. Sure there's videos and Google searches to help you figure that out. Uh-oh, Demensa, your net's open. And Kai was able to put it in for 1-0. See, the kuxir, he's really good at just controlling 50-50s, which is something that the Batmobile is so uniquely good at. You think of other long cars that have been popular throughout the years. Dominus comes to mind. That was never a car that was known for its challenges. Great shot there by Demensa with the reset double. Oh, there's a Bacchus-Meld that hooks. Yeah, there is a Bacchus-Meld plugin that gets replays into your game as well. That's true. Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, I think it's maybe more of a kuxir thing than a Batmobile thing. There's been very select players who are extremely good at challenges in the Batmobile. Namely, I think kuxir and Fairy Peak. They're the only 2 that come to mind off the top of my head who have done really well in the 50-50 game and the challenge game while playing the flattest, longest car in the game. Oh wait, actually Fireburner as well. Yeah, that's true. So it's interesting to think that such a flat car can be good in challenges, because people always think challenges, Fennec, maybe Octane. Definitely not Dominus, but it's actually such a unique car, the Batmobile. A car that's all about precision, and not so much about the speed and the kind of playstyle that you see from Dominus players, where they're just flopping around, trying to be unpredictable. The Batmobile is all about being precise, and that doesn't just come into play with the aerial game, but also the ground game. kuxir's always preferred that playstyle, this playstyle of control and reacting to his opponents, adapting to the times as well. Nice little mind game by Kaio. So they're up 3-2. They've had by far the majority of the chances. Johnny roasting all Dominus players will never be funny. I'm not even roasting them. It's just true. Is it a roast if it's just factual that Dominus players are more likely to flop around and fly for the ball than their Octane and Fennec counterparts, and Octanes and Fennecs are just more likely to be grounded? I think it's just a fact of the game, but I don't even see it as too much of a surprise. The Dominus is just a car that invites you to fly up in the air because it's such a comfortable car to aerial with. It's very easy to see what is going to happen when you hit the ball in the air, so players tend to gravitate towards that, whereas the Octane and the Fennec, well, especially the Fennec, very, very comfortable to take into the ground game in the 50-50s. That's why I think Middle East players favour it so much, and EU to a lesser extent. You know, NA's been more about the Octane, which is about clean out plays, and the Dominus historically has had some, you know, very successful players there also. My data skewed. I observe professional play, my friend. That's where I look at for my data. But it's true, I think it's true at literally all ranks and all abilities of the game. The Dominus is more likely to be a player who's flopping around, very difficult to read, and flying a lot. Just jumpy, very like pre-jumpy car. Octane somewhere, Octane I think is just the perfect medium. It's like the sweet spot. That's why everybody can play it, and everybody, you know, sometimes it just is a comfortable car because it's kind of good at everything. But when you're looking for precision, I'm sure Dominus would be preferable to a lot of players than Octane, even Fennec, because it's a bit more of a rectangular hitbox. Certainly Batmobile is the king of precision, and the king of like knowing exactly what's going to happen when you get a glancing blow on the ball. Yeah, like Chrome said, I feel like you're doing it wrong in the Dominus if you decide to low 50 everything. Yeah, so it's kind of like playing to the car's strengths. What's it strong at? It's tough to read. If a Dominus is, you know, spinning around, flying towards the ball, you don't really have an easy time knowing what's going to happen next. So as a Dominus player, of course, you should try and do that. And yeah, you are going to get roasted by streamers because players in ranked trying to emulate pro play don't always do it right. Yeah, at the same time, you play if you want to be good at the Batmobile, you've got to slow the game down, you've got to be precise, you've got to try and really aim all your touches, control everything. It's the most, I'd say, controlling car, which is kind of insane when you see it's also the flattest car, and all the other flat cars are kind of like aerial and crazy. Aerial-based, flippy-floppy crazy cars. I'd say the two most controlling cars are, well, that are popular at least, are the Batmobile and then the Fennec as well. We'd have to go into that category. We've got a little bit of everything in this lobby here. Kuxir going to grind that. It was a comfortable, sort of comfortable win. I mean, 1-goal game, but this felt pretty controlled from Kaio and Kuxir. They read each other really well. Like I said, if you want to watch more games between them or played by them in ranked, head over to Ball Chasing, search one of their names, click 2v2, check the limit to pro players button as well, and you'll be able to see a bunch of games that these two have played together. But yeah, I couldn't not bring this to your attention because I was just so happy. It was like a child in Christmas seeing Kuxir and Kaio played games together. That's so cool that they just partied up and played games. I don't know why, but I find that really cool to think of. Two absolute legends of the scene. But that's all I've got time to show to you guys because we do have a show match hopefully get started here.